Hey, good morning. I'm showing 0700. We'll get started with today's operational briefing for the Dixie incident for July 3rd. Do me a favor, please silence all electronics, turn down your radios, keep all side conversations outside the briefing area so everybody gets a good briefing. My name is Chris Creer, the Plant Section Chief. Just a quick note, if you're not on the IEP, please check the DMOB list and show up at your DMOB time. We'll get started with the incident situation update.
Good morning, Tony Brownell, Incident Management Team 1, night operations. Pretty good night last night. Division Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie made good progress on mop-up. They're still pushing in a couple hundred feet, closer to 5. Division in Branch 7 and 5, they made great progress on that burning operation, Jonesville, Butte Meadows area. They got it all tied in. The fire kept on blowing back into itself. Great progress, no issues on there. Moving up on the top on Branch 9, a lot good mop-up being in progress in there. There's a couple pockets we're still working on, but great progress. Not a lot of smoke in there last night when it came through. Yesterday afternoon, about 1900 hours, we had a cell move over the top into Branch 10, caused some increase in fire activity. Nothing left in line. We made great progress. And we're continuing to patrol mop-up on Highway 70 to keep all the structures safe in there. End of report.
Thank you. Moving on to the incident objectives, starting with the management objectives. Utilize the risk management process to identify and mitigate hazards to protect firefighters and the public. Emphasize strategies and tactics that have the highest probability of success and the least exposure to firefighters and the public. Develop strategies to protect life, property, communities, businesses, and infrastructure. Employ tactics that fulfill these strategies while being mindful of the necessity for contingency and emergency plans. Ensure strategies account for incident priorities, applying resources to those with the highest probability consequences first. Follow COVID-19, CDC, and establish local, state, and federal guidance to limit the virus spread within the incident, surrounding communities, and near the fire area. Provide timely and continuous incident information to affected agency partners, cooperators, California Team 2, as well as the public. Maintain fiscal accountability and keep costs commensurate with values at risk. Control objectives. Keep the fire north of the fire perimeter and Highway 162 and the junction of Highway 70. Keep the fire south of Highway 36 and 89. Keep the fire east of Highway 32. Keep the fire west of Genesee Road, Grizzly Ridge to Highway 70. Fire weather.
Good morning, Julia Ruthford with Fire Weather. So we're looking at another hot day, dry conditions, and very unstable conditions in the afternoon. So conditions, what was out there yesterday as far as the instability, it's actually going to be ramping up a notch and a little more moisture coming in. So we've got potential for large column growth over any of the smoke columns, and then also we're bringing in the threat of scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms, and probably more coverage than what we saw yesterday on that. So starting out the day, we're looking for temperatures increasing into the right around 100 at the lower elevations and mid-80s up high, so continued quite hot. Relative humidities will drop down into the mid-teens, and then our wind pattern is going to be pretty light general winds, but we're just going to see the normal diurnal pattern of the southwest winds, branch 1 and 5, kind of more of a west to northwest component as you get further north around there. Gusts will generally be on the windier spots up into 15 miles an hour range, but a lot of areas are going to stay pretty light, especially and be calm prior to that inversion lifting. We do have a little bit of the northeast drainage wind going on right now. We'll see that ending about 1000, a little bit of a break, and then the afternoon winds coming in. As far as the thunderstorm potential, there's already some instability in clouds you can see moving through right now. It's unlikely we'll see anything out of that in the morning, but not completely out of the realm of possibility. The more likely time we'll see those thunderstorms start forming is going to be in the 1400 range. That's also when you'll start seeing the potential for the large column growth again and rapid column growth. And then we'll see those storms continuing through the evening hours. Generally, they're going to have a southerly, south to north storm motion. So you'll see them forming first on the east, tracking north, Trekking north, most likely we'll see it on the east side of the fire. We'll need to watch the outflow winds again crossing from west to east or east to west. The problem with the outflow winds is when they hit the terrain, you can get individual storms forming extremely quickly without a lot of lead time. If they're the storms that are tracking in from the south, I can give you a bit more heads up on them coming. But I really want you to be heads up on the ones, the outflow triggers, because those can go from nothing to there in just a couple instants. Hazards out of those: outflow winds, cloud to ground lightning, and potential for locally heavy rain. Have a safe shift.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, John Cook, Fire Behavior. So you saw a lot of activity yesterday, and she just told you you're going to see the same thing today. We've been doing this day after day. You guys have had a lot of success and done a really good work, and it kind of becomes like it's normal out there. It's like, oh, we're handling it. It's not a big deal. And I'm the wet blanket to come back in and remind you that this is unseasonably dry, very bad conditions. The chance of escape in any spot is going to take off. We've seen starts happen with the lightning. So I'm just I got to come up every time and remind you guys. The last time we had any measurable rain out here was June 9th. Okay, that's a long time. So the chance of any type of start, things like that, just keep that dialed in your mind. Don't get that complacent on what the behavior is going to be, because you guys have been so successful so far. There's a lot of unburned on the line, because that's where you started. The least activity, the least intensity is on the line. You all looked inside and saw, wow, it cooked in there in the middle. That's great. But these perimeters are what are really going to be the focus, to hold all the good work you guys have done. And this dryness is a huge challenge for everybody. One other thing I wanted to, bring up is, with the lighter winds above and the unsure what the winds are going to do today, if you get that column going up, we've enjoyed really consistent winds on these fires for the last several days. When it's not consistent and you can't depend on which way that wind's going to go, you've got to pay attention if that thing changes, wind shifts. The plume's not as reliable. So we have chances of these pockets picking up today. The last island's burning out. That lookout's got to be watching that plume, and you got to make sure you got the idea where your escape route's at. So that concerns me today as fire behavior, is that unpredictability of that plume activity is something just to put back in your mind for today. So again, I'll leave you that fire order number 4, identify those escape routes and know where they are. Thank you.
Operational work assignments.
Good morning, Merrick Fields Operations with CAL FIRE IMT1. We're getting a lot of good work done out here. I really, really appreciate all the hard work everybody's done. Division Alpha, Bravo, up into Charlie, we're pretty much in that mop-up and patrol status. We still need to, in here along the structures on the Highway 70 corridor, we need to be making sure that we're in there and diligent and working around those structures and making sure everything's 100% mopped up around them. Moving up into the Echo and Foxtrot, that's where we did all of that firing yesterday. So there's a lot of heat right there on that line. We're going to need to get in there and start mopping up. We're shooting for 50 feet in there around all of that today, and each day as we progress through this, we're going to eventually get to that 200 to 300 foot mop up in there. But we still have to keep our eye on the green, because we just fired that yesterday, and there's a real potential for some spots to be out there sleeping that we haven't identified yet. We still got a little bit of work in that Coon Hollow as it's backing down into that wet marsh in there. We got to be in there monitoring that and potentially going direct in there on that little pieces that backs down into that marsh. Coming up around the top of the fire into branch 9 and 10 there in Lima, we've got good line around all of that on the perimeter that's holding. We're mopping up all of those, that line off of the dozer line and Humboldt Road, and then we've still got those islands. And if you look at those islands out there, they're shrinking every day, because every evening we're going in there and cleaning up some of those islands. But we're waiting to do that at night when we're getting a nice low intensity burn in there on some of those islands. Coming over into Division Mike, we're going direct on everything here in Division Mike. So we need to get in there today, keep working on all of that stuff. There at the bottom of Butts Valley Reservoir, we need to get over in there and get that piece tied in. Thank you. Have a safe shift.
Branch and division, roll call.
Good morning, BJ Corey, Resource Unit, your Team 1. This will be the branch and division roll call for the West Zone. So branches and divisions, as you hear your name, please stand, face the crowd in the back so everybody can see and hear you. And that goes for everybody here as well as streaming in at Westwood. And we'll get started with branch 1. Wallen? Here. Division Alpha, Height? Here. Butte Fire Suppression Repair, Derby? Here. And McDaniel? Here. Staging, Riley? Here. Branch 5, Andreas? Here. And Vance? Bravo Charlie Mancebo. Here. Echo Cleland. Here. Coos Trainee. Here. Branch 7 Dyer. Here. Todashini Trainee. Here. Division Foxtrot Hollister. Here. Golf Watner. Here. And Winnan Trainee. Here. West Contingency Sorensen. Branch 9, Novak. Division India, Julia Ryan and Hunt. Last and fire suppression repair, Denman.
Also, anybody here, I'm taking care of the folks that are here.
Copy that. So if you are assigned to last and fire suppression repair and you are here at the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds, you will tie in with Butte fire suppression repair. Branch 10, Petro. Division Lima, Engler. Manfred Trainee. Division Mike, McGovern. And Morgenstern. Lake Almanor Group, Lohan. Highway 89 Group, Cisneros. Thank you, everybody, and have a safe shift.
Thank you. Just a quick note from the training tech spec. So we have a total of 250 trainees assigned to the incident. 212 of those have checked in, so good job on that part. We have 38 people that have not got checked in for their trainee assignment. If you want credit for this assignment, make sure you check in with them over in the check-in building. Air Operations.
Good morning, everyone. Thomas Smith, Deputy Air Ops, Team 1. I just want to thank you guys for being diligent, monitoring air-to-ground and air-to-ground command. We've really improved over this incident. Second, your diligence in reporting, identifying, and then us verifying any non-approved drone use during the fire. So for today's lineup, we've early upped air attack and our tankers. We'll order them as accordingly. Rotor wing, we're down to 13 Type 1s, 6 Type 2s, 6 Type 3s. We're still running UAS operations during the night for intel and both aerial ignition, and we still have the Deer MRB for both aerial and ground-based retardant application. Have a safe morning.
Communications.
Morning, Matt Brooks, Comm Unit Leader Trainee. We do not have a new clone today, but if you haven't been cloned in the last couple days, please come over to communications and see us. Take a look at your 204s. Your 204s should have your command channels for what we think is going to be the best command channel that will work in your area. As a reminder, please do not use any unassigned frequencies that are not part of the 205 in any of the fire areas. And if you have any questions, please come see us at the communications unit.
Medical.
Good morning, Race Wickless, Medical Unit Leader. Tier 206 can be found on page 35. Again, any in-camp medical needs or supplies can be located at CalMat or MERT. Ambulance and REMS locations are located in box 4. Make sure all personnel is aware of the line emergency procedures. We got some more of the quick reference laminated cards today. They're backed by the maps and the IEPs if you want to pick up one of those for you and your crew. And also you can reference page 118 or 119 in your IRPG if you don't have that. Thank you. Have a safe shift.
Safety.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Brad Niven with Safety. A couple things for today. Helicopter safety. If you need to land a helicopter for any reason, divisions and branches have that command presence, and make sure you clear everybody out a good 300 feet around where that helicopter is going to land. Driving safety. We've been driving on roads that have been closed for the last couple of weeks. Let's get ready, if we haven't been already, to remember we need to share those roads with the civilians when those roads become open again. So start getting back into those practices. Lastly, for everybody, just ask that you be smart in your actions in camp, driving out to the line, driving in from the line, when you're out on the line, you're at your accommodations for the day. All of your actions, please be smart. Thanks.
Information.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sergio Arellano, Public Information Officer Trainee for the Dixie Fire. If I can get you to turn to page 44, I'll give you the incident status as of today. We are at 240,595 acres, 24% containment, with a personnel of 6,079. I would also like you to remember that we do have, CAL FIRE has a social media policy. There is also a federal social media policy. And we do have lost and found in the front trailer, and mail is coming there as well. There are QR code scanners that you can reference for the social media policy along with the federal social media policy. And there is a Zoom community meeting QR code here that you can follow along. Thank you. Have a great day.
Now, final comments from our Unified Incident Commander.
Hey, good morning. George Huang, Deputy Incident Commander for CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 4, along with Unified Command with the Forest Service and Team 2. Operational briefings. I know that it becomes white noise after a while. You continue to hear the same thing over and over and over. But as Team 1, as we are here to give you the operational briefing, we try to make it brief and bold. And at 20 minutes, we want to get you out to the line. So know that we're doing everything we can to get you the information that you need. With the weather today, and with being is day 18, 240,000 acres, pay attention to the communications. If we do another weather alert, it's critical that every single resource on the fire pays attention to that information that's being given. It's critical because your safety is our #1 concern. Pace yourself. A band of lightning just came through Northern California, so you know that from this fire, you will be going to other fires throughout the summer, and it's only July. So pay attention to that, and remember, it's not what can the community do for us, it's what can we do for them. So when you guys get out there, serve the counties that we serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, moving on to division breakouts. Starting to my left, your right. Division Alpha, Butte Fire Suppression Repair, back against the inside of the wall, staging. Bravo Charlie on the other side. Division Echo, Foxtrot and Golf along the building here, and West Contingency back in the corner. Again, if you are not in the IEP, check in with unassigned resources and also check the DMOB list. Have a safe shift, turn on your radios and your phones.